Hi everyone and welcome back to Colouring Kid. So today my video is going to be one that I have been wanting to do for a while. I haven't really known how to approach it because there are so many things that I wanted to include in it. I just didn't really know what I wanted the actual video to specifically be about. So my video is going to be about how I organise my colouring, how I record it, how I sort everything out, and this will include, which I will put I think in the title of the video, this will include a Swatch Book flip through. I don't have much in it, might have more soon, but it will be how I record my completed pages, what other books and things I use to help me keep things in track and things like that. But yeah, let's get started. So this is my Swatch Book. I will show you my old one first because I have recently got this one, which is a new one that I like better than this. So I will show you the old one first. So I got this about a year ago. This is just a plainish kind of sketchbook. It's got quite good paper actually, but the stuff that I'd done in it I just really didn't like. So in here I just have got loads of these colour palette things, which may come in handy someday, but to be honest I don't even know why I bothered wasting all the ink because I haven't really used it that much, but they're fairly good. And then this was my 132 Prismacolor chart. I don't go by this chart anymore. It's just not my favourite way of keeping everything organised because I can't stick it in my new book. It's too big. And also I just don't like it as much. Also they had a error with the colours or whatever, but also I have now got basically all of the 150 excluding the neons and a couple that I couldn't get, so I've basically got about 145, and it will be really odd because I don't have anywhere to put the others, so I'm just going to leave it. This is just as it is. This is the 150 chart that I printed out too, which I've never got round to. Kind of glad I didn't waste my time doing all of that, but that's that. And then this was my completed pages for Ivy in the Inky Butterfly. All those months ago. The dashes indicate where there's a double page spread. And as you can see, I was doing pretty well then. These were the flaps on the book, but these were just kind of all of the, okay, that's blank, all of the things I used to record my pictures. You can see here, I know this is kind of lame, but I really enjoyed doing this. It was basically this huge list, and I wanted to, that is really weird though. I literally don't know what I did. Anyway, what I wanted to do was have the week and then show that I was doing 2 pictures a week, and then if there were any extra that I did, then I wanted to show it. Don't know why I did it on this card, to be honest. I should have really put it in a more organised way, but that didn't really work out. And then as I got closer to finishing the thing, then I started tallying down. So yeah, that's nice to have anyway. And I'm kind of doing the same thing for World of Flowers, but not really. So I'm just going to do a really kind of quick flip because this isn't my proper book anymore. This is my Prismacolors, and I will show you them properly and how I've done them. These are my Polychromas. These are my Prismacolors and my Polychromas together because at that point I didn't really have many colours, so I just combined them together. These were some tritone things. Kind of a waste of time. This was a colour wheel with all the Prismacolors on it. That was some extra Polychromas that I got. These are my 40 Super Colour pencils. This was a random chart thing that I made. Now these are my Prisma 132, which obviously there are more of. These were the extra ones that I bought because I got the 132 and then I got the others. These are my Guanghui Hero pencils that I haven't got in my new book because I don't really use these anymore. My 12 Pablo pencils. These are my Eco pencils, my Faber-Castell. Love these things, they're so good. And that's it. So I didn't have many pages left in that anyway, but I'm going to show you my new one. Just going to put this back. There we go. So my new one, don't know why, but I've just got lots of paper here that I've either used or can use to put behind my books, but I should really keep that somewhere else. I have my first page spare, I don't really know why. If anyone wants to know, this is a W.H. Smith sketchbook. It's actually got really decent paper. It's not very toothy. It's got a bit of tooth, but it's quite smooth, fairly thick. It's perfectly white. It's great for what I need to use it for, and it's got this really nice covering, like the plastic covering on it, and it's spiral bound, which is the thing that I really liked. I think this was about £5. So I don't know why I did that, because it doesn't really help, but oh well. So these are all of my Prismacolors on a double page, which was so much easier, because even though I've got a smaller area for the colour, it's so much easier to see all of the colours with all the names instead of the PCs, because I now usually go by the names. I do know loads and loads of the colours by their numbers, but for me the names just indicate exactly what colour it is. For example, if you didn't know that PC997 was beige, you wouldn't know what colour it was from looking at it, so I think it's just so much easier to have the names underneath the colours instead. And this way I can get them really easily, because all of my colours are relatively close to this order anyway, so that's good. So they are my Prismacolors, and then again I've got my Polychromos all laid out. Now I don't have the full set, I'm just going to move back a tiny bit. I don't have the whole set. I think I have about 70, I'm not sure, but I've collected them individually. I got the 24 set, and then I bought an extra 24 about a year ago, open stock. So I've had those for a while, and then I've just built it up as I've gone along and got the colours that I wanted the most. Can't see myself ever buying just a 120 Polychromos set. I like the colours that I have, and I have been gradually building on it. So these are all of the Polychromos. Again, I've put all their names on there. And yeah, there's some good colours. I think I need to add to this. I think I've got a few more, but yeah. So here on this double page we have my two Faber-Castell budget-friendly sets. So these are my eco colour pencils, these are my classic colour pencils, and I'm quickly going to show you the difference between them for anyone that doesn't know. Bear with me a minute. Just going to pick two random colours out. Okay, this is a good example. So these two greens here, these are both hexagonal, but you can see one of them here says classic colour, and it just has the number, so that's 359. Whereas the eco pencils just have the word eco on them and the name, so green. This is green. So they look very similar, but they're different, and also the classic has this name strip here. So just bear that in mind when you get them, you'll know which one is which. Personally, I like both of them. I feel like the Ecos might be a bit harder, and also I think the Ecos are a tiny bit lighter, but they're pretty much the same, and to be honest, they're great budget pencils and I love them so much. So yeah, can't fault those even though they're budget pencils. And they go really nicely with my Polychromos and just my pencils in general, my Prismacolors and things like that. So these are great, and that's really good having them on a double page, because I can then see the differences between the two colours, and if I just want to do a page of say one of them, then it's easy to see which one I would do. Here I have my 40 Caran d'Ache Super colours with a few. I need to add my two new greens that I got. I've got Granite Rose, which was an extra, but I did get two more, so I really need to add those, but I haven't. On this side we've got my 12 Holbein Pastel pencils, so lovely. And these are my Dermatartists. I've just got 7 here, and I'm hoping I am saving up for the Holbein 150. I am slowly getting there, and I'm hoping to get them soon. Soon, probably meaning that about a month or 2 months, but they are ridiculously expensive, and they are the pencils that I have wanted ever since I saw the first people getting them. So for me, they are the ultimate goal. It was either between them or the Luminance, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to go for these. So I can use these as much as I like. And then that's it, I think, for the actual pencils. Yep. Here I've just got random swatching things, which I shouldn't really be doing because I've got separate books for those. At the back I have 2 pages, which, because I have my book with me all the time, it's really handy to have these. These are the colours that I permanently keep in this pencil case for Fantastic Zoo. This is the colour palette that I always use. So I am just going to hold it here for a minute if you want to pause it and get all the colours down. These are the colours that I use most often in it, and it's basically my fixed colour palette, so I always want to keep it here just that I have it. And here are all of my greens and bluey colours and yellow colours that I can use for leaves. So for me, this is really useful to have all of my different sets and things like that I can use. So within this, I've got my Prismacolors, my Faber-Castells, my Eco Pencils, Classics, Holbeins, Supercolours, things, and my Guanghui along this line, because those greens are actually quite good. So yeah, that is my swatch book. This book I use to put all my pictures in. So I used to, when I got it, I've got all my books written down here, and I used to use really big writing, and you know, I'd only fit 3 pictures on each. But then I thought, well no, this charting thing is great. I've been doing this for a year, so I've literally only used this for a year. So if anyone wants to use this too, please feel free. This is the way I do it. So I have my book, the author, which I don't do now and I've changed it, and then start and end of when I've completed it. Now though, I have book, page description, start and end, so that I know what the picture is, so that I can get to it more easily. But this is just a really useful way of storing things, so I can see visually how many pictures I've completed, you know, when I've completed them and things like that. And then at the back I have a tally, which I haven't been keeping up with that much for my books. That's that. This book I got when I was on holiday in Spain, and it's basically the it was like an equivalent shop of Tiger here in the UK, and it's great. I love this. It's a soft cover and it's lovely. In here, you may be thinking, how else do I need to store things? But for me, this is a really useful method. So I have all of the books that I use for that specific 3 months, so June, July and August, all of the books, and then I do this. So along the top I have pages 1, 2, 3, 4, blah 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 blah, all the way up to 26. This included the colouring postcards that I did for my mum or my grandma. I can't remember whereabouts it was. Probably for my grandma actually, because it's her birthday. You know, I do one for each page like that. The longer lines indicate a double page spread, so these are my double page spreads in Ivy and the Inky Butterfly. These are all of the singular. And then we have September, October, November for 2018. I changed the layout slightly and I think that worked better. We've got December, January, February. Like that. And then, I don't know why I did this, but I decided to do a whole year's worth of colouring. So these were all of the books and how many pages I completed. And this was a chart showing how many pages I'd actually done. And you can see this whole line is Ivy and the Inky Butterfly. So that's that. And this was a visual month by month smaller version, which was a bit messy, but oh well. And then I haven't done March yet, and I really need to do it because I've just been so behind. I haven't really done much in March, so that's a shame. The video probably won't be this long this month for my completed pages, but you know, some months just aren't great months, and this is just a very busy month. These books are my books where I just do random swatching and things like that. This book is almost finished now. You can just see all of the colours and everything, and I've used this so much. It's just random stuff really. And I have the paper at the back of my book there, and I had my permanent thing here for Ivy. This is for Ivy in the Inky Butterfly, House Mouse, and the Dragons. This book I haven't started yet, but I intend to use it for the same purpose. I think I got this at Hobbycraft and it was in the sale. It was £3, and this is intended as a sketchbook, but I'm going to use it for the same purpose. So that's those. Now this is my bullet journal, but I actually use it for some aspects of colouring. So I'm just going to skip to the pages that are actually relevant because I don't want to bore you with all of the stuff that has nothing to do with colouring. And also some of it, it's not, I don't have that much personal stuff in it, but it's just in terms of my actual colouring. So this is the chart that I was meant to be keeping up with for World of Flowers. I haven't really, but that's that. And then here, this is my YouTube videos and things like that, which was in my January. And I do that more often, and I kind of have a YouTube tracker and stuff in here. Let me think. I think I have other things. Here we go, like completed colouring pages here. I was in a better habit of doing that. In February, I haven't done any of my March yet, and I feel really bad. This is just a colour along area thing. YouTube videos to make, my YouTube tracker. I've actually got more than that now. So it's almost been a month, and I've gained about 27 since then. So thanks, guys. And then these are all of the colour alongs that I can do. Never got round to doing my own. I might do this colour along. I won't mention it in another video, but yeah, that's that. This was a little book that I got in Spain. It's really tiny. I absolutely love it. And I used it to, you can see how tiny it is, but it's so cute. I used it to again track my completed pages. Same sort of thing, just in a smaller format. So it was much easier to manage. So that was Ivy and the Inky Butterfly completed. This is Botanicum, Die Welt unter der Lupe Zoolande, and I've actually done more in that now. And then I did do World of Flowers and I started doing it, so I should really keep up with that. But again, I haven't. You're seeing all these things that I literally haven't kept up with, but I feel really bad about it, guys. But yeah, just haven't had the time. And then these last two books I use for Dream Reese and Fantastic Zoo. So the reason I have separate books for these is because in Dream Reese, because it's a storybook, the same things are coming up in the story, and I want to keep the same colours for the things in the story. So the title page, I just noted down everything that I used. This is the page I'm currently doing. I know, I bet you're thinking, how can she be bothered? But it's actually really useful because then I know exactly what colours I used, and I won't have to guess what colours I used when it comes to other pictures, because I want to make it as accurate as possible. So that's that. And then Fantastic Zoo, at the start it's got a zoo map, and I need the colours for that animal. And the animals also appear quite a lot in the book anyway, so it's not just one time that they will appear. Some of them repeat more. So I wanted to keep the colour palettes that I use in them. And also, if there's a page, see, I just finished a giant turtle, right? So if there's a picture in another book that has a turtle in it and I want to use the same colours, I can just go right here and use them, because there are lots of animals in this. So if there's a deer in another book, yeah, you get the idea. I can just come here. So this was the title page that I did. These are all of the animals listed And then I am highlighting off all pictures when I complete them. I've got my trunkfish page, my Birds Paradise title page, my deer, kiwi, donkey and giant tortoise. That is that so far. This is a Mini Marotta book in case you're wondering, and this is a Gecko book that I got when I was in Prague, or Spain, no, France I think. But yeah, those are those. So that's everything, guys. These are all of the things that I use to help organise and store the way that I colour and things like that. And I hope it helps for anyone looking for any ideas about how you might want to store your, you know, when you finish a picture, or, you know, how to chart things. So I hope this has given you an overview of what you can actually do. Oops, that book just was falling there. So you obviously can take my ideas, I don't mind at all. These are just the ways I do it. It might not be for everyone. People might actually want to do more colouring than just planning things. And I don't do too much planning, it's just quite useful sometimes to note things down, because then I can just come back to it as reference in the future. So I hope you've enjoyed this. This video was one that I was really excited to make, and I'm really sorry I just haven't got around to the hummingbird colour along this month, so I don't know if I will be doing it soon. It really just does depend. I don't have a set time for uploading, so it really just does depend. So I hope you guys understand, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next video. Bye everyone!